This chocolate chip banana bread is so good you are not gonna believe that it's gluten-free. I'm Justin from Cooking with Coit. I specialize in clean comfort cooking. And remember, if you love this video, make sure you hit those like and subscribe buttons. Let's get started. Let's first go over all the ingredients you need to make this recipe. Ripe bananas, sugar, gluten-free baking flour, butter, vanilla extract, baking powder, baking soda, semi-sweet chocolate chips, eggs, and salt. And the special cooking tools you're gonna need for this recipe are a 9x5 loaf pan, a masher for the bananas, or a fork would work too, and 2 large mixing bowls. All right guys, so I am so incredibly excited to show you this gluten-free banana bread today, mostly because I am a gluten-free eater myself. My wife also eats gluten-free. She started many years ago eating gluten-free. I just started probably the last 6 months or so when I wanted to be a little healthier, lose a little bit of weight, and it's been really amazing for me. I feel so much better being on a very low gluten or completely gluten-free diet. I'm not a doctor, so I can't tell you to do it, but it's really changed my life for the better. So I'm a big fan. So the first thing we need to do with this recipe is to preheat your oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. I remembered, you're welcome. Next, we need to start working on our dry ingredients. So we're first going to start with 2 cups of gluten-free baking flour. My favorite gluten-free flour is Bob's Red Mill. I've just been using them for so long. I've heard also really good things about King Arthur. Cup for Cup is another brand that makes gluten-free. If you guys have a specific gluten-free flour that you love, would you please let me know in the comments? I'd love to know. And what you're gonna notice, the difference between the way that I bake and the way that maybe a very well-known YouTuber like Preppy Kitchen bakes, who is a total professional at baking. I don't like baking recipes that are super precise. Any baking recipe that you're gonna see from me on my channel is gonna be like a no-brainer, super easy baking recipe that gives you a little bit of room for error. Because I don't like being precise. I'm really more of a savory cook than I am a baker. So anything that I bake, I just want it to be fast and easy and a no-brainer. So that's exactly what this recipe is. Next, we're gonna add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and a 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda. And now we're just gonna add a pinch of salt. Now let's give this a nice whisk so it's all mixed and well combined. Now we need to take those dry ingredients and set them aside. We're gonna now work on our wet ingredients plus sugar. I'll show you. So first, grab your very ripe bananas. My recipe calls for anywhere between 4 to 5. Slightly overly ripe bananas are the best to use for this recipe. You don't wanna use any bananas that have green in them. That's not gonna work for you. So overly ripe is totally fine. Now, I did have 4 bananas this morning. My wife snuck into my kitchen studio and stole a 1/2 banana for her smoothie. Not very nice. So use 4 bananas. I'm gonna be using 3.5 because that's all I have. So just take the bananas and dump them into the bowl. And if you see any long strings like this, you can take those off. But you know what's really weird? I once saw a video of a monkey pulling these little strings off. That's crazy that even monkeys don't want to eat these little banana strings. No one likes them, so I don't blame the monkey. Okay, now take your mashing tool. It could be a potato masher just like this one, or a fork would do totally fine, and just mash up these bananas. This is a good time to get all of your pent-up aggression out. Just mash up these bananas. Picture your boss is the banana, and you're mashing them up. Don't do that. Just mash up the bananas. Now, you don't want to mash up the bananas so much that they turn into like a soupy texture. I still like a little bit of banana chunks in my banana bread, but just get it till it looks a little bit like, I'd say like this is perfect. Let me show you. Next, we're gonna be adding 2 eggs, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. That was a little bit more than 1, but that's okay. I can't imagine that a little bit of extra vanilla extract wouldn't make anything better. Now we're gonna be adding a 1/2 cup of sugar. You could totally use coconut sugar if you'd like. I'm just using regular white granulated sugar, which is not that healthy, but it's really tasty. But I have used coconut sugar before and it's turned out fantastic. What you'll notice if you use coconut sugar is that it just won't be as sweet. Now we're gonna be adding a 1/2 cup of butter, and I've let this butter come to room temperature so it's really soft and easy to work with. So I highly suggest you do the same. Now let's give this a nice mix until it's all well combined. Now we're gonna take our wet ingredients and we are going to dump them into our dry ingredients, just like so. Now let's grab a spatula out and we're just gonna give everything a nice mix until it's very well combined. You could also use a whisk for this part. It doesn't really matter either way. Now, all you wanna do is mix until you don't see any of the dry flour anymore. Okay. Now we're gonna be adding 3 cups of our semi-sweet chocolate chips. All we wanna do now is fold these chocolate chips into the batter until they're evenly distributed. Now I'm gonna prepare my loaf pan. So just grab out a little bit of butter and a paper towel. And what we're gonna do is just grease the insides of this loaf pan. And that's gonna do 2 things. Number 1, it's going to allow us to easily remove the banana bread from the pan after it's done baking. And number 2, it's gonna add a little bit of extra flavor to the sides. Banana bread, a little extra butter, it never hurts anybody. So give this a very good grease, just like so. Now, one other trick that I really like to do with this banana bread is to cut a little piece of parchment paper just big enough to fill the bottom of the pan. And this is going to make it even easier for us to take out this banana bread from the loaf pan once it's done. So just press it down and the butter should help it really adhere to the pan. All right, next we're just gonna take our batter and put it into the loaf pan. And what you might notice about the consistency of this batter is that it is a little thicker, a little stickier than other batters that you might have seen from other banana breads. Sometimes they come out a little bit more watery than this, but I really, really love this recipe. I think it comes out so beautiful and so perfect and so tasty. So don't worry if you feel like the batter might need a little bit of liquid. Just fight the urge and try it this way because I think you're gonna be really happy. The last thing we're gonna do before we pop this banana bread into the oven is to add a few more chocolate chips. So let's do that right on the top here. There's no perfect way to do this. Just spread them out. Now we're gonna pop this banana bread into the oven and let it bake for 50 minutes. All right guys, so 50 minutes is just about up, so let's see how we did. Oh guys, this looks so incredible. Check out how beautiful this banana bread looks. Let me show you guys one other trick that I like to do. You probably already know about it. It's the toothpick trick. Take a toothpick and stick it into the middle of the banana bread. And when you pull it out, you just wanna make sure that none of the batter is sticking to the toothpick, which means that the banana bread is perfectly cooked. All right guys, I cannot wait to give this gluten-free chocolate chip banana bread a try, but before I do, if you love this recipe and you wanna see more just like it, check out my dessert recipes playlist. Okay, let's see how we did. Guys, this gluten-free chocolate chip banana bread comes out so light and so fluffy and perfectly sweet. I know you're gonna love this. I hope you give it a try. I'll see you in the next video.